Long before Donald Trump started calling Mexicans rapists or refused to condemn white supremacists in Charlottesville, as we mentioned, Citizen Trump took out this full-page ad back in 1989 calling to reinstate the death penalty when a group of black and Latino teens were charged with raping a white woman in Central Park. It was a group that came to be known as the Central Park Five, about which Trump had plenty to say at the time.
Of course I hate these people, and let's all hate these people, because maybe hate is what we need if we're going to get something done.
Of course, we've since learned that those 5 teens, some as young as 14, were racially profiled and wrongly accused, but not before they spent years in prison for a crime they did not commit. And yet, when Trump was asked last week if he would apologize to Antron McCray, Kevin Richardson, Raymond Santana, Corey Wise, and Yusef Salaam for his past statements, here was his response.
You have people on both sides of that. They admitted their guilt. If you look at Linda Fairstein and if you look at some of the prosecutors, they think that the city should never have settled that case. So we'll leave it at that.
Very fine people on both sides, like the prosecutor he mentioned, Fairstein, who manufactured a case based on racial fear and became a millionaire celebrity in the process. If you watch the new Netflix series When They See Us, you should. It tells the story of how the then boys were coerced by police into confessing to the rape and brutal beating of that white woman whom none of the group had ever even seen before.
They saw you rape the lady.
I didn't see a lady or hit anyone.
I didn't see any lady.
Kevin.
I didn't see any lady.
2 separate trials later, all 5 were convicted, despite there being no witnesses or DNA evidence linking them to the scene. They all served between 6 and 13 years in prison, incredible suffering by their families along the way, before their convictions were vacated in 2002 when serial rapist Matthias Reyes confessed to the crime. The Netflix series that retells it all in painful detail is directed by Ava DuVernay, but it's not the first effort to revisit the story. Back in 2012, Sarah Burns and her father, Ken Burns, brought us the documentary The Central Park Five, which included heartbreaking interviews with the real-life McCray, Richardson, Santana, Wise, and Salaam.
I felt like they might take us to the back of the precinct and kill us.
You're not gonna go home until you give up a story.
I'm telling the guy, I don't know what you're talking about. They're getting a little angry. And they're like, you know you did it, didn't you?
You'd think with all the TV Trump watchers, he would have caught at least one of these, even accidentally. Of course, the Central Park Five case is just one of an endless string of cases of racial injustice in this country. But here's the lingering problem with this one.
You have people on both sides of that.
You shouldn't. Just like in Charlottesville, on this issue, there is only one side. But clearly, racial animus continues to blind those who choose not to see it.